Emotions are running high in Minnesota and across the nation following the deadly shooting of a woman by federal immigration agents in Minneapolis.
Within the last 90 minutes, the governor ordered the National Guard to stage and be ready to support law enforcement if needed. Here's the latest. The FBI is now the sole agency investigating what happened, removing the Minnesota BCA from the case. Why state leaders are concerned with that move.
Late this afternoon, we learned the name of the ICE agent who fired the deadly shot. DHS says he is a veteran officer. The new details about his background and another operation where he was hurt in the Twin Cities last summer.
A memorial and calls for justice are growing for the woman killed, 37-year-old Renee Good. We've learned she was a mother of 3 who recently moved to Minnesota. Also, a crowd is protesting outside of the federal building that ICE operates from in the Twin Cities. This follows some tense moments this morning where at least 3 people were arrested. We're live at another protest expected to begin within the hour in Minneapolis. We also have several teams in place this evening with new details on the investigation and those involved. We're going to start with Esme Murphy live for us in Blaine, and concerns from the governor about getting a fair investigation here. Esme.
Absolutely. The governor announced that the BCA and Minnesota has been removed from the investigation by federal authorities. In other words, this investigation will be led only by the FBI. The governor, speaking with his Commissioner of Public Safety, Bob Jacobson, by his side, said any investigation led just by federal investigators will have no credibility. However, speaking in Washington, Vice President J.D. Vance said just the opposite, that any investigation led by Minnesota would have no credibility.
The precedent here is very simple. You have a federal law enforcement official engaging in federal law enforcement action. That's a federal issue. That guy is protected by absolute immunity. He was doing his job. The idea that Tim Walz and a bunch of radicals in Minneapolis are going to go after and make this guy's life miserable because he was doing the job that he was asked to do is preposterous.
Now, we're sorry there we did not have the governor's soundbite ready. We can tell you that the governor said it feels now that Minnesota has been taken out of the investigation that it will be very difficult for us to get a fair outcome. I say that now because people in positions of power, i.e. the vice president, the president, and Kristi Noem, have all made statements, judgments about what happened here. Now, the governor also said he has not spoken to President Trump. He said if he could speak to him, he would ask him to, quote, leave Minnesota alone. And the governor made an appeal to protesters saying thank you for being peaceful, but he asked them to continue to be peaceful as they go about their protests.
All right, Esme, thank you for the update.
A witness shared this new video from the scene yesterday. It appears to start just after the shooting. You see agents running toward the crash SUV, and you also see several vehicles blocking the road, which officials said prevented an ambulance from getting through. More than 6 minutes into the video, paramedics with stretchers are seen walking to the SUV. Witnesses later told us that they saw an ambulance leave the scene without its lights on. Also new today, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem says Renee Good had interacted with ICE earlier that day.
Noem says the DHS will share a timeline of those events in the future, but did not say when. Reg Chapman's live at the Memorial for Good in Minneapolis. So, Reg, what's happening there now?
Well, Frank, you can feel a strong sense of community here. Portland Avenue has been blocked off from East 33rd all the way to East 36th Street, and it is really needed here as many people continue to pour here to this memorial for Renee Good. Now, people from all over the Twin Cities and beyond are coming here to pay their respects to the woman who was shot and killed by an ICE agent. Now, Renee Good, her partner, their small child, and the family dog moved here from Kansas City not long ago. They were new to this community, but those who knew her say that she was pure sunshine and pure love. Her family has asked neighbors not to speak about her. They've asked clergy who knew her to also not speak. But what we do know is that Renee was a graduate of Old Dominion University with a degree in English. She was a poet, a writer, and a mom who welcomed everyone she met. And they say she made everyone feel so welcome. And back here live, this memorial continues to grow. People are showing up from all over the community. They're bringing candles. Even the neighbors here are being welcoming. You can see signs on the windows that says toilets here. There are even some live trucks here, food trucks, excuse me, and they're giving away free food. A real strong sense of community because people tell us they are here to make sure that Renee is not forgotten and also let the powers that be know that they want justice. Frank.
All right, Reg, thank you. Today, we're also learning more about the ICE agent who opened fire in Minneapolis yesterday.
Senior investigative reporter Jennifer Mayerly is tracking developments there. So, Jen, what have we uncovered?
Well, according to court documents, the agent's name is Jonathan Ross. We are working to learn more about his history, but we can tell you that DHS Secretary Kristi Noem called him a veteran officer who is experienced. Here's a look at him on scene yesterday. Noem said the agent who was involved in the fatal shooting was also involved in an incident in June, and that happened in Bloomington, where he was dragged by a car. So here's what we know about that case. Federal prosecutors say the driver tried to escape during an attempted ICE arrest, driving off. You see it there on your screen, dragging Officer Jonathan Ross. Now, according to the complaint, these images here show his hand in the vehicle. It says he broke the driver's side rear window. You can see that broken glass there in the pictures. From there, the driver takes off with the agent hanging from the car. And here is a look now next at Officer Ross in the hospital. Documents show he needed 20 stitches in his right arm, another 13 in his left hand. And we've learned Ross has more than 10 years experience, and we're told he is Minneapolis based. We are working to learn how long he's been working here in Minnesota and if he's on standard leave during the investigation.
Yeah, and Jen, in terms of the investigation, what role will he play in all of that?
Well, typically what happens is at some point the officer will do an interview to share what he says happened. Investigators will also bring in video of the shooting to analyze it. The broader investigation will include interviews with witnesses and more. Aaron.
Yeah, all of that really just starting. Jen, we appreciate it.
The memorial is growing at the scene of the shooting. We've seen people coming by most of the day, leaving flowers and candles and other items. Many who live in that area are speaking out about what happened there.
Yeah, our Connor White joins us live, actually. Connor, what does the scene look like tonight?
Aaron, Frank, it's incredibly active. As the vigil grows, so too do the barriers here along this block on Portland Avenue in South Minneapolis. Work is going on. The barriers are only getting larger. Down there, people just finished up. That's hours worth of work on what they're calling a yurt. It's a little structure that I presume will have a way to stay warm inside. So clear signs here, guys, that people are here for the long haul. There's not much sign that anything is going to be slowing down or getting smaller here anytime soon. Now, the vigil itself is only getting bigger, as well as hundreds of people remain and come and go. The real work happening around these barriers. We're also seeing people bring in food. There's live music. This time last night, it was standing room only on this block. Two people we spoke to say they actually thought it was important to pitch a tent and stay overnight.
I don't think I would have been able to sleep anywhere else last night and not think about what is needed here.
People here say that it's about community. They want to be with like-minded people as they mourn and express anger over the killing of Renee Good. No law enforcement presence that we saw here today.
All right,
reporting
thanks for
in Minneapolis, Connor White, WCCO News.
Yeah, thank you, Connor.
Well, tense moments this morning at the Whipple Federal Building at Fort Snelling. Our cameras captured a standoff between law enforcement and protesters. You can see things escalated there with multiple people being taken away in handcuffs.
Our Jason Rantel is live in Minneapolis, where another protest is set to start soon this evening. Jason?
That's right, Frank. We're at Lake in Chicago. It's been raining off and on. We'll see how that plays into things with it being freezing right now. But this protest is set to start in about 20 minutes. And in that time, as our photographer Ray Campo zooms in, you can see there's been a buildup of people here with signs and lots of folks driving by and honking their horns. Another protest, this is not the only one, another protest is set to start on Saturday. At a news conference hosted by MIRAC today, looking ahead to that protest, they say their efforts won't stop until ICE leaves, and that what happened to Renee Good was captured clear as day on camera. Minneapolis City Council member Jason Chavez says community members are stepping up, patrolling neighborhoods on alert for ICE. Chavez says the ICE agents responsible need to be fired, arrested, and put on trial.
Folks patrolling our neighborhoods to make sure that they can alert any neighbor that immigration enforcement is happening on their block, in their neighborhood, or in their city. Folks driving people to work and back home from work. Folks that have not been sleeping for many hours just to make sure that their loved ones can stay together, because what the federal government is trying to do is tear our community apart and split our community members apart as well.
And Mirak wouldn't say a whole lot about Saturday's protest, but we do know that it is at 1 o'clock. It starts at Powderhorn. Again, this is set to start in about 20 minutes. And of course, if you remember last night, there was a vigil. We had over 1,000 people, so no real telling how many will show up tonight, but we could have quite a few folks on our hands. Back to you.
All right, we'll check in with you again, Jason, see what's happening. Thanks.